Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the University of West Florida's Fall 2013 commencement ceremony. We present you our processional, led by our University Marshal, Dr. Jill White, followed by the University of West Florida's faculty. College of Professional Studies graduating class of 2013, beginning with the doctoral graduates. The Educational Specialist graduates. The master's graduates. finally, the baccalaureate graduates. And now the College of Professional Studies, the College of Business graduating class of 2013. Beginning with the master's graduates. Finally, the baccalaureate graduates. College of Business. for the presentation of our platform party. Please remain standing for the posting of the colors by members of the Air Force and Army ROTC. The national anthem will then be sung by vocal performance major Destiny Howard.
Please be seated. On behalf of the UWF Board of Trustees, I bring greetings and congratulations to the graduates and to their families. Today, your scholarly pursuits are realized. Your hard work, commitment, and perseverance culminate as you walk across this stage to receive your diploma. Yet, your diploma is more than a piece of paper. It symbolizes a lifetime of opportunity. It shows your choice of a great institution, one that has your best interest at heart. It symbolizes your tenacity, your preparedness for the challenges of life, and your entrance into a scholarly realm. And as trustees, we're dedicated to make certain that your degree from the University of West Florida continues to grow in value. Each of you play a significant role in enhancing that lasting value. Today is the end of your degree earning experience, but the beginning of you representing your alma mater in all that you do. Enhancing a university is the work of all of us. Trustees chart the course along with president and administration. And faculty pursue the best possible teaching and learning experiences for students and advance knowledge and understanding. So today, you begin to play a new role in the process. I hope that you will learn and feel an obligation to your fellow alumni to make good on the promise of UWF through your life and through your work. I hope you will be like Jerry Maygarden, today's commencement speaker, who got his degree from UWF and has made improving Pensacola and Northwest Florida his life's work. Or like Suzanne Lewis, who also got her start here at UWF and went on to be the superintendent of Yellowstone National Park. She's returned here to her alma mater to serve on our Board of Trustees. You see, the value of a UWF degree is defined by our collective work. Institutional leaders and contributors, just as much as the life's work of our alumni. Today, we join as partners in this noble quest. Education changes lives. Every one of you is changed for the better. Just as university has changed and grown during your time here, so have you. It's my hope that you will continue to dedicate yourself to embodying the finest spirit of a UWF graduate as you move forward. Congratulations. At this time, I'd like to introduce the president of the University of West Florida, Dr. Judy Benz.
Thank you, Chairman Bear. I have the pleasure today of introducing the members of the platform party to you, and they will stand as I call their name. First, of course, is Mr. Louis Bear, our chairman of the Board of Trustees. Other trustees are Mr. Bob Jones, Ms. Susan O'Connor, Mr. Jay Patel, Mr. Chris Hill, Mr. Richard Huff, Ms. Bentina Terry. Other platform guests of the leadership of the university include Dr. Martha Saunders, Provost and Vice President for Academic Affairs, Dr. Kevin Bailey, Vice President of Student Affairs, Dr. Kim Brown, Vice President and Chief of Staff, Dr. Brendan Kelly, Vice President, University Advancement, Dr. Susan Stevenson, Vice President, Business, Finance, and Facilities, Dr. George Ellenberg, Vice Provost, Dr. Stacy Winery, Dean, College of Professional Studies. Dr. Kim Tatum, Associate Dean, College of Professional Studies. Dr. Carl Backman, Associate Dean, College of Business. Dr. Tim O'Keefe, Dean, College of Business. Dr. Richard Podemsky, Dean of the Graduate School. Dr. Thomas Westcott, Dean of General Studies. Mr. Bob Dugan, Dean of the Libraries. Ms. Susan Shaw, Director of the Emerald Coast Campus. Dr. Jill White, University Marshal. Let's give our leaders a good hand. Thank you very much. A university commencement is a special occasion. It is special because it helps tell the story of the university. The people that emerge from it tell the history of a university in part. Today, the history of the University of West Florida is told through the story of what you were when you came to UWF, what you are now, and what you will become. Each of you have a special place in UWF history. We are in the business of transforming lives by providing you a quality education that will serve you for a lifetime. You are different than when you arrived here. You're wiser, you're stronger, more tried and true. You have an education that will open doors and create opportunities never before realized. Today, you add to the history of your alma mater, but that is just your beginning. We are growing UWF, and you've heard me say that many times before, but it takes on a special meaning at commencement. When I say that we are growing the institution, I'm not necessarily talking about enrollment. I mean the concept of the University of West Florida, how we see ourselves just as much as how others see us. Universities are large, complex organizations. They only become larger and more complex as they advance and mature, making bigger contributions to the regions they serve and becoming more essential to the economies in which they are enhanced. At UWF, we have come to understand the challenges and opportunities of institutional growth and maturity through the experience of it. We are young at only 46 years old as an institution, and as a young adults, we sometimes take 2 steps forward and 1 step back. But every single day, we continue to invest in providing high-quality academic programs, expanding opportunities for our students, and trying to enhance our region through the products of higher education. Growing and advancing the university requires dedicated teachers and scholars that go to bed tired every night because they are wholly committed to ensuring that you have access to the best learning experience our resources will allow. It requires a dedicated staff that work tirelessly to ensure that all the parts of the university run in a way that best serves our students and community. It requires dedicated executive leadership who work endlessly to ensure that we act strategically, we gain new resources regularly, and we invest wisely and remain true to our values. It takes a visionary board of trustees who ensure the timeless traditions of academic education are honored, advanced, and celebrated. And it takes community partners because we cannot do it alone. But most importantly, it requires a history of students that work hard, that take their work seriously, and are focused on transforming their own lives through the products of their work and education. I think that describes UWF students to a T. UWF has all the essential components for institutional success. For you as graduates, you do not stop sharing in that success today. Today, you become an essential part of it. The contributions you will make in your work and in your life as servant leaders, professionals, entrepreneurs, public officials, and community members will shape your story and the history of the University of West Florida. You are the future of our institutional history. Nearly 50 years ago, UWF quietly emerged from the woods of Pensacola Just like commencement, it was a beginning, not an end. We all will write the future of this institution and what it means to Northwest Florida together. Thank you, soon-to-be graduates, for becoming a part of the University of West Florida, now and forever. Congratulations. Now I would like to introduce our commencement speaker, the new honorary doctorate recipient, Mr. Jerry Maygarden.
President Bentz, members of the administration and faculty, honored trustees, guests, and particularly new graduates, I'm incredibly proud to join you here today, and I'm very humbled by the earlier recognition of receiving an honorary doctorate. It's very special to me because it comes from the school's leadership. It means a lot to me to know that my time working with UWF has been of value to them and to this community. That this honorary doctorate comes from outstanding institutions such as UWF means there's considerable weight behind the words on the paper. That it comes from my alma mater makes it even more special. And that it has been presented to me by dear friends and colleagues means it's a gift I'll treasure always. And I want to thank you from my heart. You might not be able to tell where you're sitting, but I'm a little bit older than most of you. As a matter of fact, I made my first visit to the UWF campus nearly 50 years ago, but I wasn't a student. I was part of a survey crew working for the old State Road Department, mapping the main entrance. And instead of carrying books, I was swinging a machete and carrying a sextant. No, I take absolutely no credit for that long looping curve around the field house. Had nothing to do with it. But I was fresh out of high school, and what I wanted more than anything else was to save up for a trip to California. It was the age of Aquarius, you know, and I wanted in on the ground floor. So if you had told me one of those blistering summer days that I would be standing where I am today, I probably would have diagnosed you with heat stroke. Even now, I find it hard to believe. But I counted up, and this is actually my fourth time addressing a UWF commencement ceremony. I spoke at my graduation as president of the student body, a few years later as president of the Alumni Association, and a third time as a member of the Florida legislature. And as I think about it, I'm wondering if perhaps this doctorate that I received today isn't Judy's polite way of telling me enough is enough. Truth is, though, I've never really left. Oh, I've been away, but I've never been truly gone. I've been a student at UWF, a grad student, a vice president for university relations, a foundation board member, and a volunteer. And as of today, an honorary doctor. And my most important goal now is to fend off any posthumous recognition as long as possible. UWF has played a very large part in my life, personally and professionally. But it's a small miracle I ever made it to this place to begin with. After high school, the idea of going to class just didn't hold much appeal because I didn't think I had anything left to learn. At that age, well, I thought I knew it all. The universe back then, in fact, the whole of the cosmos as I understood it, featured me as the central point. I was entirely consumed with my needs, my ideas, my plans. Other people's lives simply revolved around mine. And then I joined the service. The United States Navy stepped in and disabused me of that notion completely. They sent me off to engage in a crazy Asian war and recalibrated my worldview in a very significant way. For the first time ever, I truly realized that I was sharing this planet with a lot of other people, some who looked and acted like me, and a lot more who didn't. I saw the horror of war, as I suspect some of you have as well, and I witnessed tragedy on a human scale I would have never possibly imagined. Of course, I also saw unbelievable acts of courage and kindness and brotherhood. If you've been there, you've seen that too. When I got done with that tour, I had a new appreciation for my family, for my home, and for my country. It seemed like the universe was suddenly a lot bigger, and that my place in it wasn't nearly at the center anymore. Now, when your world gets rocked like that, you start to grasp for things that are familiar, things that are comforting. And when life changes abruptly, I have noticed we tend to value things that stay the same, stay constant. And after I got home, I was pretty happy to see that one of my great pastimes, college athletics, was one of those constants. It was much as the way I had left it. From the time I started high school to the time I finished the University of West Florida, basketball was dominated by one team in the news, UCLA. Those were the teams that produced players like Bill Walton and Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. The Bruins won 10 championships in 12 years, and that streak included 7 titles in a row and 4 perfect, undefeated seasons. Stop and let that sink in for just a second. All of those teams were coached by a man named John Wooden, who was an incredibly classy guy, a champion's champion. And no matter how many national titles he had on the wall, he stayed humble and kept right on working and right on winning. Even though the whole world was turned upside down in the 60s and the early 70s, John Wooden remained one of the great constants of the universe. It was Coach Wooden who had a famous saying that I want to share with you today. It's what you learn after you know it all that counts. If you remember nothing else from today's ceremony, please remember, it's what you learn after you know it all that counts. I want you to take those words to heart because your generation might be the first to actually know it all. I'm completely serious. When you think about the pace at which our computing power is accelerating, along with our growing ability to store and access knowledge, it's pretty clear you'll bear witness to some mind-blowing developments. One of those is going to be unlimited access to our personal and private information, perhaps including our very thoughts. Right now, we're wrestling with how much of our data our government should collect from its citizens. And what I find frightening is that we're not surprised or disturbed anymore that the government can know everything. The only controversy is over what it should know and when. Fast forward 10 or 20 years. What happens when we can eavesdrop on someone's dreams or tap into their most private thoughts? How much of ourselves should we give up in the name of security? How much is our privacy worth? Speaking of what things are worth, let's talk a little bit about money. I know as college graduates, probably many of you had plenty of that, right? We take it for granted that money will always exist, but what if in your lifetimes we begin to measure wealth by some other means? What if our currency takes on an entirely different form and our work isn't judged by a boss or a company, but by a larger community? I'm talking about an entirely different new concept. Unlike any of the economic regimes we've seen before, if that idea sounds a little out there, just think of likes on Facebook, or followers on Twitter, or votes on Reddit. Which of those things is an expression of value? And a lot of the businesses are already paying real dollars for them, even if it's just indirectly right now. How long can it be before they become a tradable commodity, a new exchange medium? I don't know, but I'm betting we'll find out in your lifetime. Now, there's another concept we need to re-examine, your lifetime. Here's a spoiler alert. It might wind up being a whole lot longer than you think. New medical breakthroughs and treatments are extending life expectancy to the point that you might reasonably expect to live 120 years or more. But that's only your original body. When you consider that doctors are using stem cells and 3D printer technology to build custom replacement parts, there could be a you 2.0, one that lives a few decades longer. Yet even that may not matter, because we're rapidly reaching a point where the idea of uploading consciousness to a computer is becoming plausible. And when that day arrives, it may be possible to simply download your mind into a new, healthier body. Now, I know this sounds like science fiction, and some of it actually is right now. But here's the thing. When I was your age, the idea of smartphones and GPS seemed just as far-fetched. Transplanting a human heart would have seemed like sorcery to my grandfather. And by the time I was in high school, it was a reality. So when I suggest yours might be the generation that knows it all, I'm not exaggerating. You may well reach that pinnacle of human development. But let's remember John Wooden's wise words. It's what you learn after you know it all that counts. And what could that be? What exactly can you still learn after you know it all? Well, it turns out that we humans have been steadily developing new technologies for several millennia now. Every new age has brought with it new technologies. We've developed the wheel, the printing press, the locomotive, the automobile, the jet, the spaceship, and the internet. What all those things have in common is that inherently they are neither good nor bad. They just are. And we don't look back through human history and judge the generations simply by their creations. Rather, we judge them by how well or poorly those creations served mankind. For example, the signature event of my youth was space travel, culminating with the Apollo 11 moon landing. That was a defining moment of expectation for the expansion of human knowledge. As Neil Armstrong so famously said, it was very much one giant leap for mankind. But keep in mind that the technology that made spaceflight possible was developed years earlier by a man named Hitler and the Nazi regime as a way to kill and spread terror more effectively across Europe. What can you still learn after you know it all? Well, here are some lessons that are timeless. Technology cannot replace morality. Our tools are only as good as our intentions, and the measure of our success as human beings is whether and how much we improve the lives of others. Yes, yours is a generation that might genuinely know it all, and that knowledge will give you the ability to advance humanity, to set it back, to elevate society, or descend into dystopia, indeed to save the world or perhaps destroy it. The future is closing in on us at the speed of light. And like it or not, each of you is going to play at least some part in shaping it. And what you do or don't do is going to make a difference. Scary stuff, right? Well, I'm not here to warn you about some bleak future. I'm not one of those old codgers who thinks the world is going to hell in a handbasket. In fact, it's quite the opposite. I feel very blessed to have witnessed so much in my 6.5 decades, and in all of you, I see reasons to be excited about the future my children and grandchildren will inherit. I see brilliance, creativity, motivation, and a hunger for learning. Every generation's had its shining stars, and yours is no exception. Among you right now are the moral and ethical leaders who will guide our community and our nation in the years ahead. In your ranks are the compassionate humanitarians who will be the conscious of your age. Sitting in this audience are the courageous individuals who will inspire others to serve causes bigger than themselves. You are bigger than the challenges you will face. No, I am not worried about the future. I'm energized by the thought of the new possibilities it will bring, and I hope and pray that all of you are as well. Let me leave you with just a couple of final thoughts. The first is about finding meaning in your lives. I've been fortunate that my life journey has taken me all over the world. I've been entrusted to represent my community in elected office, and I've held positions of considerable authority in education, healthcare, and business. And despite all of that, one of my daily prayers is to be worthy of the love of my wonderful wife, Rhonda, our children, and our grandchildren. So no matter what great and wondrous inventions and new technologies fill your worlds, no matter how far you travel or how high you may rise, don't be surprised to find that the most important things in your life are the relationships you build along the way. Throughout all of human history, the family has remained the heart of civilization. And families might change, but their importance will never diminish. I walked onto the university campus nearly 50 years ago with a machete in my hand, and today I'm leaving with an honorary doctorate. Somewhere along the way, UWF became more than my college and my alma mater. It became family. Once again, let me tell all of you how much I appreciate today's recognition. It feels less like an award and more like a precious gift from my university family. Congratulations to those of you who are graduating. I wish you all the best in the years ahead. And I hope you'll remember to keep on learning, even after you know it all. Welcome to the family.
Thank you very much. And now our Student Government Association President and Board of Trustee member Chris Hill will bring you greetings to the graduates.
Thank you. Good afternoon, fellow Argonauts, and congratulations. You have just reached a major milestone in your life. Whether or not you're graduating with your bachelor's, master's, or doctorate degree, in a few minutes, you will walk across this stage and let every friend and family member in the audience scream your name in excitement. Remember that those individuals screaming your names in the stands, or even in the seats next to you, have been there for you, helping you get through those last few exams before a much-needed break. Sometimes that meant just getting you a cup of coffee when you're in the library. Or for some of you, that means your mother's calling you to wake you up for your 1 p.m. psychology class because you were up studying too late. Regardless of how they've helped you, it worked. Even though you're all about to graduate, your journey is not complete. Some of you will continue your education here at UWF or other institutions across the world. Some of you may take a year off from school and help those in need across the world. Or some of you may be starting in a company that you'll own later on in life. But one thing for certain is that getting your education from many of the professors sitting behind me has shaped you into the well-educated and prepared individual you are today. I know you may think that you may never use the Pythagorean theorem again, but you may be surprised because things change over time, just like all of you have. This change may be physical because you're a little taller or have a little less hair on your head, or it may be psychological because you're a little smarter and you can think faster on your feet. Students continuously have to remain motivated and focused to succeed in an environment much different than grade school. Remember all of your strengths that overpowered your weaknesses to get you this degree. Before I leave you, I just want to remind you that you have met students from all over the world and gained friendships that will never be broken. Networking by joining student organizations, playing Division II or intramural sports, or even forming study groups will be very helpful in life. Go out and find your passion and get great jobs. Give back to the economy and remember what this institution has done for you. It's been a pleasure serving as your student body president, and I look forward to seeing you guys at football games here in the future in 2016. As always, go Argos.
Thank you, Chris. And how about we award some degrees now? All right? Let's get to the chase. I now take pleasure in presenting to you the Dean of the Graduate School, Dr. Richard Podemski, for presentation and hooding of the University of West Florida's Fall 2013 Doctor of Education, Education Specialist, and Master's degree candidates. Dr. Podemski.
It gives me great pleasure to announce the fall 2013 doctoral graduates. Will the Doctor of Education graduates please rise along with their advisors? Madam President, these candidates have been approved and recommended by their faculties to receive their respective doctoral degrees upon completion of all requirements.
By the authority that is delegated to me by the faculty and the Board of Trustees, I confer upon you the Doctor of Education to which you are entitled and welcome you to this ancient and honorable company of scholars. Audience, please join me in congratulating these graduates. Now, graduates, would you please come forward? I sit down, right?
Dr. Carla Thompson, dissertation advisor, please come forward. Dr. Thompson will be hooding the following students. Dr. Wanice Hall-Jones, dissertation title, Exploring Perceptions of Doctor of Education Students, Candidates, and Alumni Relative to Constructs Related to Self-Determination Theory, a case study analysis. Dr. Deborah Jean Hutto, dissertation title, Exploring Motivational System Theory Within the Content of Adult Education. Dr. Karen Rasmussen, dissertation advisor, please come forward. Dr. Rasmussen will be hooding the following students. Dr. Misty Danielle Freeman, dissertation title, Factors Influencing Webmasters and the Level of Web Accessibility and Section 508 Compliance at SACS Accredited Post-Secondary Institutions, a study using the theory of planned behavior. Dr. Belinda Rusnak Small, dissertation title, Student Perceptions of Secondary Science, a Performance Technology Application. Dr. Deborah Vinci, dissertation advisor, please come forward. Dr. Vinci will be hooding the following students. Dr. Heather Lynn Green, dissertation title, Assessing Physical Education Teachers' Intentions to Teach Nutrition, an application of the theory of planned behavior. Dr. Patricia Malley, dissertation title, Exploring Perceived Competence of Pedagogical Content Knowledge Among University Peer Educators. Dr. Thomas Kramer, dissertation advisor, please come forward. Dr. Kramer will be hooding the following students. Dr. Sharon R. Thetford, dissertation title, An Explanatory Mixed Method Studies of Factors Affect Engagement of Adolescent Learners and Their Subgroups. Dr. Walter Roberts III, dissertation title, Academic Achievement and Self-Efficacy Among Diverse Populations. Dr. Charlotte Bowling, dissertation advisor, please come forward. Dr. Bowling will be hooding the following student. Dr. Felicia Rich, dissertation title, Perceptions of Cognitive Coaching of Alternatively Certified Reading Teachers Situated into High-Poverty Urban Schools, a case study. Dr. Joyce Nichols, Dissertation Advisor, please come forward. Dr. Nichols will be hooding the following student. Dr. Larry Shipman, dissertation title, In-School Suspension, Pedagogy, Practice, and Program Effectiveness at Middle and High School levels for at-risk students and its effects on academic achievement and retention. Dr. Jill White, dissertation advisor, please come forward. Dr. White will be hooding the following student. Dr. Virginia Horak Quadrini, dissertation title, Teacher Education Student Perceptions for Stages of Concern Related to Integrating Technology.
Will the candidates for the Education Specialist degree please rise? Madam President, these candidates have been recommended by their faculties to receive their respective degrees upon completion of all requirements.
By the authority delegated to me by the faculty and the Board of Trustees, I confer upon you the Education Specialist degree to which you are entitled and welcome you to this honorable company of scholars. Please come forward.
Dr. Susie Jans Thomas, hooding specialist students for the College of Professional Studies. Jennifer Nick.
Will the candidates for the master's degrees in the College of Professional Studies please rise?
Woo! Woo!
Madam President, these candidates have been recommended by their faculties to receive their respective degrees upon completion of all requirements.
By the authority that is delegated to me by the faculty and the Board of Trustees, I confer upon you the master's degree to which you are entitled and welcome you to this ancient and honorable company of scholars. Graduates, please come forward.
Sarah Elizabeth Brake.
Juliet Valenzuela. James Ramsey Hammers, Jr.
Roy Kaplan.
John Chu.
Michael Shorey.
Brent Dupree.
Jonathan Novitsky.
Natalie Zerl White.
Genesis Burrows.
Pamela Sumurder Woodward.
Kendra Richards.
Birgitta Dewey.
Jessica Como.
Anthony Martinez.
Mark Eric Douglas, Jr.
Tania Stoddard.
Jennifer Lindsay Todd.
Julia Bridge.
Yvonne Hurd. Melissa Highbaugh.
Kelly Ramlow.
Kayla Bird.
Megan Howard.
Ryan Graber.
Tina Carroll.
Christopher Schofield.
Olafemi Balogun.
Lisa Templeton.
Hattie Hunter.
Donna Beltran.
Sarah Dorosky. Beth Renee Sutton. Beverly Rose Evans. Jackson Morgan. Charles Mendoza. Michael Kennedy. Laura Diane Gafford. Holly Thomas. Dana Manus.
Please be seated. Will the candidates for the master's degrees from the College of Business please rise? Madam President, these candidates have been recommended by their faculties to receive their respective degrees upon completion of all requirements.
By the authority that is delegated to me by the faculty and the Board of Trustees, I confer upon you the master's degree to which you are entitled and welcome you to this ancient and honorable company of scholars. Please come forward.
Jamal Cheney. Eric Krause. Trace Reddick.
David Brinson.
Zach Taylor.
Ashley Miller.
Vanessa Trujillo.
Jenna Fletcher.
Julia Chesser.
Erica Legay.
Deidre Henderson.
Abdulaziz Mashat. Krista Henry. Christina Jones. Stephanie Taylor.
Graduates, please be seated. All right. Now, I take pleasure in presenting to you the deans of the colleges who will in turn present candidates for the degrees. First, the College of Professional Studies, Dr. Stacy Winery.
Will the candidates for bachelor's degrees in the College of Professional Studies please rise? Madam President, these candidates have been approved and recommended by the College of Professional Studies faculties to receive their respective baccalaureate degrees upon completion of all requirements.
Thank you. Now, by the authority that is delegated to me by the faculty and the Board of Trustees, I confer upon you the bachelor's degree to which you are entitled and extend to you all the rights and honors and privileges and responsibilities appertaining thereunto. Please continue to come forward.
Courtney Gallagher.
Teresa Harrison.
Gary E. Lynn Jr., magna cum laude.
Tremaine Burnett.
Raven Grimm.
Amanda Kirkland.
Jordan Melvin, magna cum laude.
Kevin Mays.
Jaquace Boyquin.
Teddy Joseph. Michael Thomas.
Janae Marquisha Stone.
Trey Haddock.
Kayla Simone Flemings.
Megan Darling, cum laude.
Jonathan Delaveau.
Allery Gordon, cum laude.
Morgan Jones.
Catherine Kuiper.
John McClure, summa cum laude.
Kaylee Bolio, cum laude.
Philip Ryan Hills.
Alexander Dufano.
Deanna Beater, cum laude.
Brooke Barton, magna cum laude.
April Welling Dix.
Victoria Lee Payne, cum laude.
David Corral.
Kelly Todd, cum laude.
Emma Irwin.
Brittany Toller.
Kristen Ormsby, cum laude.
Kayla Wilson, magna cum laude.
Taylor O'Quinn.
Richard Lee Ellison Jr.
Brittany Henson, cum laude.
Brittany Ringler.
April Davy, magna cum laude.
Robin Schaefer.
Adrian Larson.
Christian Bursmina, summa cum laude.
Melanie Patrice Cummins, summa cum laude.
Teresa Restikoff, cum laude.
Megan Pierce, cum laude.
Sarah Carr, cum laude.
Stephen Kenny, magna cum laude.
Ashley Ritchie, magna cum laude.
Michael Florney.
Caitlin Jean Williams, cum laude.
Melissa Smith.
Brittany Bailey.
Courtney Mincy, magna cum laude.
Christopher Payton.
Megan Knowles.
Jessica Ellis.
Michelle Neal Reeves.
Tanisha Thomas.
Aaron Etheridge.
Hope Linton.
Daviel Robertson.
Deanna Hooker.
Nikki Moore, magna cum laude.
Frank William Boykin III.
Randy Ray Lassiter, magna cum laude.
Mian Kabir, cum laude.
Zoe Miller.
Raquel Williamson.
Pandora Anderson.
Jeffrey Marshall.
Audrey Warnicki.
Hillary Snipes.
Francesca Alexandra Blanchard.
Ashley Smith.
DeAndrea Joy Bridges.
Deidre McCants.
Virginia Taylor Green, magna cum laude.
Christine Medina.
Cheryl Dunnigan Evans, magna cum laude.
Rachel Dawn Robinson Henriquez, cum laude.
Stephanie Barnes.
Lisa Greer.
Caitlin Harmon, cum laude.
Mary Miller.
Brittany Nicole Barnhill.
Terrence Pickett.
Tara Milstead.
Cameron Domingue.
Miranda Mathis.
Britton York.
Monica Baltazar.
Paige Stewart, cum laude.
Jordan Moss, cum laude.
Farzan Bilmoria.
Kaylee Olmstead.
Caleb Smith.
Ashley Larry, cum laude.
Caitlin Marie McCaffrey.
Precious Jones Murphy, cum laude.
Kelsey Bennett, cum laude.
Eric Bird.
Nathan Kern.
Kayla Darnell Jordan.
Blake Thompson, summa cum laude.
Heather Fenn.
Douglas Wheeler.
Brittany Meggs.
Peterson Dorcius.
Labria Yates.
Stephen Munoz.
Robert Sanguini.
Kashmir Pashalev.
Nadia Goulet.
I now recognize the Dean of the College of Business, Dr. Tim O'Keefe.
Will the candidates for the bachelor's degrees and the College of Business please rise? Madam President, these candidates have been approved and recommended by the College of Business faculties to receive their respective baccalaureate degrees upon completion of all requirements.
By the authority that is delegated to me by the faculty and the Board of Trustees, I confer upon you the bachelor's degree to which you are entitled and extend to you all the honors, rights, and privileges and responsibilities appertaining thereunto. Graduates, please come forward.
Ryan Morrow. Stephen Hermosa, cum laude.
Mary Beckum, magna cum laude.
Igor Diaz.
Sarah Beckum, magna cum laude.
Jacob Pratt, cum laude.
Grace Camas.
Daniel Boutheled.
Olivia Bell.
Monica Kennedy.
Brandon Lango.
Katrina Hunter.
Wilburn Ernest, cum laude.
Ethan Waters.
Timothy Murray.
Kayla Long.
Adam Claus.
Tarian Suarez.
Harold Matthew Kavanagh, cum laude.
Jay Lee.
Bradley Martin.
Kateri Stallworth.
Dennis Charles Schroeder, summa cum laude.
Shayna Thompson.
Jennifer Pritchard.
Rudolph Van Dalen.
Tristan Kent.
Alonzo Prendergast.
Stephen Baxter Eligio.
Cole Yuki.
David Gary.
Radoslav Yordanov.
Laurel Bourgeois, cum laude.
Leonard B. Sutherland IV.
Ashley Shiver.
Tabitha Cook, cum laude.
Kristen Doby, summa cum laude.
Erica Corrine Wallace.
Julie Tuckus.
Tyler Giltstrap, magna cum laude.
Jessica Barnhouse, cum laude.
Tyler Althar.
Mindy North Kowalski.
Morgan View.
Constantine Stayriff.
Rachel Gavin, cum laude.
Jared Kane.
Jordan Norman.
Catherine Keene.
Chelsea Sunday.
Michael Kaltoff.
Caitlin Orlando.
Jared Fair.
Daniel Harmon.
Joseph Gary.
Brittany Ashlamon Gillum. Melissa DeLillo. Lauren Davis, magna cum laude. Cursa Dawn. Pamela Ana Alonso Padilla. Lolita Beabout.
Let's give these graduates a big old hand. Doggone right. They worked hard, they made it all the way through. Now, one of the rights and the privileges of which I spoke about the bachelor's degree is wearing the tassel on the left-hand side. It is a university tradition that we now pause to change your tassel from the left side to the right side of your mortarboard, so please do so. All right. Now, at this time, I would like for you to join me in thanking our faculty, whose love of knowledge gives the heart to the university. I ask that all the faculty in the room would stand up and now be recognized. Thank you very much. I'd also like to thank our dedicated staff for their contribution in making this commencement possible. Now I'd like for the University of West Florida, the alma mater, I'd like you to be sung. Please, everyone rise. And I want you to remain standing until the color guard secures the flags and leads the platform party, the faculty, and the graduates off the floor.